Live only on DAZN. He silenced Britain's best. Usyk, the Brit breaker, but now the dynamite is ready to explode. One night, one shot at Undisputed. Usyk versus Dubois 2. July 19th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. Mr. Carl Frampton.
Hi, Oscar.
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I was going to call you the Jackal. Has that been dropped since
no
the
one
fight?
calls me that anymore. No.
When was the last time someone called you
I
that?
mean, probably. I call myself it sometimes.
In the mirror.
I don't know when someone's called me it seriously.
Well, we'll leave it at Carl then. Carl for this business this week. Obviously, you've been doing bits for DAZN and on the broadcast for Saturday night. I just want to take it to Darren's really tough gig at the face-off between Daniel and Oleksandr. What do you make of their demeanours this week? It seems like Daniel is just ready to do something.
Yeah, it looks like he's really up for it. He looks like he's ready to fight right now, which can be a good thing, but also maybe not such a good thing if you're wasting energy for no reason so far out from the fight. But I looked at him today on the stage, and he's sitting with his hands clenched. He's kind of rocking back and forward. But to me, that's like someone that wants to be let off the leash. Like, I want to fight. I want to get this done, which is good. He's up for it certainly. But Usyk's demeanour has changed as well. Usyk was a bit more jovial at the start of the week, and maybe a couple of weeks ago to some of the footage that I've seen. But now it's almost like the switch has been flicked, and he's in fight mode too. So both guys are confident, and it's gonna be another epic night with close to 90,000 people at Wembley Stadium.
I mean, I might be reading into things too much, but I guess until fight night, that's what we do, read into everything that goes on in the fight week. Usyk's team looks to have just doubled in size. Do you think he thought perhaps he might be coming over here? And remember last time Don Charles questioned his faith and spoke about the low blow, and he seemed a bit upset. Do you think he bought a big team this time thinking, probably going to get stuck on me a couple of times this week?
Maybe, that's quite a possibility, but yeah, you would need to ask them. I don't know. Would we just be guessing, wouldn't we, Oscar? So I'm not sure. But it was clear that there was a lot with him, and they've made a lot of noise anywhere they go.
So Usyk does come on hard down the stretch, and I don't want to completely write off, Daniel beyond maybe 6 rounds. But is it fair to say he perhaps has a little window?
Yeah, his best chances early in the fight, I think, more so than the second half, and I think that's a fair comment to say. So I think he will be aggressive. He'll know that. Don Charles will know that. They'll start fast, but Usyk will know it too. I think he'll be expecting that. I think we're going to see a real battle for the centre of the ring. So in that sense, a lot of the fighting is going to be done in the middle, not a lot on the ropes. Usyk's a really good mover, but doesn't really move really round the ropes. He kind of moves centrally, and he's good enough at it that he can be seen as a mover, but he still holds the centre of the ring. So I think we're going to see a lot of fighting right in the middle of the ring. Who does that suit? I don't really know.
Yeah. We're going to find out Saturday night, DAZN pay-per-view. I know we kind of want to forget about low blow gate, and the first fight between them two was a while ago, but is there any factor in that? Is there any factor in the fact that they shared the ring, despite the fact that Daniel is, as we can all see, a different man?
Daniel probably gets some confidence from it, that he know whether you think it was low or not low. He knows he can be hurt, and another referee on a different day may have said that shot was fine. That was borderline. So Daniel will have confidence from that, certainly, but
it was a fairly one-sided fight.
It was one-sided, and
outside of that,
yeah, of course, but that's a little bit of confidence he can take away from it. Usyk, on the other hand, will have confidence with how the fight ended, and they kind of touched on it on the stage there, and they talked about he can't change his mentality. I think that's wrong. I think that he can grow up and he can mature, and what I've seen evidence that his mentality has changed in the fight. I mean, he could have quit against Miller. He could have quit against Hrgovic with the shots he was getting hit with, but he stayed in there and won. So, but the point then was made by Usyk's team that Usyk isn't Miller, Hrgovic, or AJ. He's different, and he fucking is.
So he had that early loss to Joe Joyce, but kind of forgetting about that being in more of the learning stage as a professional. after that defeat to Oleksandr Usyk, which is of course at the elite level, did you foresee such a resurrection from Daniel? Did you believe that he would be, I guess I say, the one at the moment of these crop of British heavyweights?
I don't really know. I always knew that he had age on his side, and here's the interesting thing with Daniel, and Don touched on it as well. Like at 27 as a heavyweight, he's maybe in his prime years now, but he's probably he could still be an improving fighter. And over these next 3, 5, 6, 7 years, Daniel could be the main heavyweight on the planet. But I think he's in an era now where we have a living legend and an all-time great in Usyk. And it's for me it's difficult to see him beat Usyk. He does have a chance, but I do favour Usyk in the fight. But Daniel can call himself already a world champion. But there's no doubt in my mind that at a point in the future Daniel can be undisputed. Yeah. If he does, I mean, he could win it on Saturday night. But like I said, I do fancy Usyk. But I think Daniel can be maybe the face of heavyweight boxing once Usyk and Fury and AJ all kind of pack it in. Yeah.
Do you think if Usyk wins, it can be by stoppage? I know it was obviously inside the distance 3 years ago, but
yes, I think he can. I think he can win by stoppage. But I think Daniel's best chance is to win by stoppage. Hard to really make an argument for Daniel winning on points, but I think
Usyk can stop him inside the distance.
Both guys can win by stoppage. Yeah.
I can't wait. What a fight! Right, floor is yours to respond to something that happened a couple of weeks ago in Manchester. I mentioned this to you off camera, I think yesterday. Harlem Eubank said that he wasn't happy with you going into the dressing room and Jack Catcher. Obviously, look, we know you and Jamie, tight knit. Just kind of your response to what was said by Harlem on that night.
I just think it was sour grapes, really. And if he thinks about it, he'll maybe actually retract what he says. Jack is my friend, and I wanted him to win the fight. I can give an unbiased opinion and view on the fight, even though I want someone to win. I took a fair bit of flack when I talked about Jack against Josh Taylor, who Jack wasn't really. I wasn't really that friendly with Jack at that stage, but Josh was like one of my best mates, and I was critical of Josh's performance. So I can give an unbiased view, and I feel like I was unbiased on the night. You can compare it to, I mean, if Man United are playing Liverpool, have you ever heard anybody say Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville aren't allowed to be pundits? We all know who they want to win, so you can
start screaming when one of them scores.
you can compare it to that. I wanted Jack to win, but I can be unbiased. But I think the things that I said were fair. I don't think they were harsh.
What do you make of him?
It was a pure fight. That's insane. It's mental. It was stupidity. It shows a little bit of delusion if he thought he was winning the fight. I mean, even the comments, like the things were going to plan, he was going to come on and stop him. It was a poor performance. And I said as much, and I still stand by it.
Does it ever make it difficult? I mean, you've just given 2 examples of when you have gone against, I don't say gone against the grain, but where you've said things in an unbiased way. But has it ever made it difficult since you've been doing
It's not easy. I try to be as honest as I can be all the time.
That
absolutely.
It's a small circle. Boxing,
it is. It's a small circle. But I mean, I've fallen out with my fair few fighters, friends of fighters, in this kind of career that's only been going on a couple of years now, and that's
friends left soon.
And that's because of my honesty, and it's so interesting that boxers, considering what they do, you have to be a hard man to be a professional boxer. You have to be tough to be able to do it, and brave, but they can be very affected by a few words off people, and they're sensitive souls sometimes.
Look, well, that's done. I believe Jack's going to go for a world title fight. I know we'll be at Crocker Donovan, which we believe to be at Windsor Park. You fought there. I've been to watch Chelsea there. I can't wait to see some boxing.
I was at that game. Chelsea played, Villarreal. I was at that,
yeah. I had a great time in Belfast that weekend.
Chelsea won that, didn't they?
On penalties.
Oh, pens, that's right. I remember it,
yeah. Just after becoming European champions, and obviously recently world champions.
Oh, world champions, Jesus Christ, right, all right.
But that fight, if, like we believe, to be Windsor Park, my God,
Yeah,
And that's just...
It'd be great. It's great for the city. It'd be great for guys who are, you know, other boxers from the city who could potentially get on the undercard and appear in these big fights. So, great for Donovan, great for Crocker, being the homeboy, and I can't wait for it. I think Belfast, there's not many better cities in the world in terms of boxing cities than Belfast, and I'm not just saying that because I'm from Belfast, but Steve Bunce would probably tell you the same, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. A couple of beers in the Royal. That was a pub.
You like the Royal? Yeah, good man. Yeah.
Do you know what it was? It's because it had the Rangers Supporters Club opposite, and they had a Champions League qualifier the night before.
You stick with me, mate. Don't worry about it. Stay away from Mick Conlon and Paddy Barnes. They'll take you somewhere else.
I've been trying to do that for a while. Yeah. Don't worry. Final one, and I really appreciate your time, like I said, because I know obviously you're a busy man, you've got things to do. Riyadh season, stepping back from Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn too. It's all a bit of a weird situation.
Yeah, I don't know.
We believe that September 20th was
a success.
Yeah.
It had to have been a success. It was massive. It was an amazing night, and the fight was better than I expected it was going to be. Everything about the night was incredible. So, I mean, I'm sure that, they have their reasons. Salah and the guys that involved with Riyadh season, and they're entitled to make their own decisions. So. It looks like that fight may be in a bit of jeopardy now, and it may not actually happen. But who knows? We'll see what happens.
Do you think Eubank perhaps wanted a bit of time on top, considering obviously we know he was in hospital?
I think so, potentially. That could be it. He was in hospital for a few days, and I don't think it was anything too serious apart from dehydration. But
do you think it was sufficient turnaround from the first date to September 20th?
No, not to be in a fight like that, and to be hospitalised as well. I mean, I've been in some hard fights, but I've never had to stay in hospital for 3 days, which shows you how intense it was. So, I think it was maybe just a little bit quick.
Live only on DAZN, he silenced Britain's best, Usyk the Brit Breaker, but now the dynamite is ready to explode. One night, one shot at Undisputed, Usyk versus Dubois 2, July 19th. Right now at DAZN.com/boxing.